I want you to picture yourself in this scenario. So 2 months ago, you committed yourself to a fat loss phase. You have been spot on every single day from day one. You've hit your calorie goal every step of the way. You've hit your macro goal every step of the way. And as you had little cravings pop up, you've done some macro swapping where you're incorporating some ingredients to make a recipe taste like a cheat meal, but it's not actually a cheat meal. Somewhere down the line, about 1 month to 2 months down the road of being as spot on with your diet as possible, you find yourself passing a billboard on your way to work every single day. That billboard, it shows pizza. And in your mind for the past month, all you can picture is that deep dish pizza. There comes a point in your fat loss phase that you are going to want to have a straight up cheat meal. And I'm here to tell you that is okay. In today's video, we are going to go over a good, a better, and a best option that you can follow so that you can have that cheat meal, but also stay on track towards your fat loss goals. Now, I do want to add a little side note. I usually do not like to use the word cheat meal whenever I'm working with my clients because honestly, a cheat meal brings a negative mindset around the whole style of eating. And when you go out to eat for a meal that you have been craving, we don't want to have a negative mindset when you go out during that time, like you're pulling yourself back from you reaching your goals, because actually a cheat meal, when done structurally using this framework that we're going to cover in this video, can actually help you in your fat loss phase. So let's not wait any longer. Let's dive right in. In today's video, what we're going to go over, and I'm super excited about it, and I hope you are too, is the cheat meal game plan, okay? And when it comes to the cheat meal game plan, we're gonna have a good, we're going to have a better, and we're gonna have a best option. So I wanna start out going over the good route first, and then we're gonna work our way over to the best route that we can take in order so that we go out to eat, we have that social life, we eat the food that we love, but you also hit your goal at the same time. And that is what it's all about when it comes to having balance in life. So we want to start training that into our system and into our life right now. So let's get into it, guys. We're going to start out with the good option. So good option is to intuitively eat with a calorie focused. And what I mean by that is I want you to go throughout your day and track your food throughout your day as normal. Okay, whether you're going out for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, just track your food throughout the day and just be mindful that this at what time you are going to be going out to eat so that you can structure your other meals around that. And that's why tracking is super handy. Okay, so at the restaurant, take a look at how much calories you have left for the day. Okay, so let's say you're going out for dinner and at lunch, at breakfast, you might have had a certain amount of calories. So take a look as to how much calories you have left and how much calories you have left to fill. And then take a look after that at the menu to see what options will best fit your remaining calories for the day. And if you had a pretty big breakfast and a pretty big lunch, you might not have a lot of calories. So that's where you have to have that discipline in order to find the right meal that doesn't put you over your caloric limit for the day. So that's tip number one. That's intuitively eating based on calories only. And I get it. When you go out to eat, chances are they should have the calories listed. But a lot of times they might not have the macronutrients listed. If you're going out to eat to like a fast food place, you will be able to search, say, McDonald's burger or McDonald's McChicken, whatever it is that's very specific, search it and then track it. And that way you'll actually get your calories and your macros. So this is our good option. Next up, I want to move over to the better option, the next one that I would suggest you to take. So the better option is intuitively eating with a macro focus. Okay, so same thing, we're gonna track your food throughout the day as normal. Number two, at the restaurant, we're gonna take a look as to how much protein, carbs, and fats you have left for the day. Okay, so now we're taking a look not just at the calories, but we're also taking a look at those at those circles. Okay, your protein circle, we're taking a look at your carbohydrate circle, how much carbs you have left, and same thing with fat, how much fats do you have left. And then from there, we're going to take a look at the menu to see what options will best fit your remaining macronutrients. Okay, so this is where we really get to start challenging and practicing the intuitive eye. And that's why it's super important that we track consistently leading up to this process, because by now, when you're using a food scale and you're tracking your food, you are training your eye to see exactly what source of food is protein and what source of food is carbs and what source is fats. And then you're also getting a great eye as to what does that serving size look like also. So this is where we need to intuitively eat and have that a macro focus based off of your best judgment. Okay, so take a look at the menu, see what options will best fit your remaining macronutrients, and let's say you have a lot of protein to still get and you don't have much fat to get. Well, chances are, if you want to stay on track, choosing a leaner source of protein is going to be a better option. So that's chicken and fish typically. And if you don't have much fat at the end of the day, then you might not be able to fit in that steak or that burger as easy, or even salmon as easy, because there's that fat content in there too. But last tip right down here I want you to keep in mind is carbs and fats are interchangeable. But when you raise one, the other one has to go down. And at the end of the day, the biggest thing you gotta hit is your protein goal, okay? Protein goal, protein goal. Now, those are the good and the better. Let's go into the best. And not only is it the best option for you to do, but it's also, I personally think, the easiest. You just gotta have discipline at the beginning of the day. So the best option that you can do, you think about that meal that you're craving, okay? Something that you really, really want. And I want you to have that meal, because if you have a craving and you don't serve that craving, then chances are you're going to be thinking about it even more. And oftentimes when we really make that craving level go high and we just don't find that balance in life, we're too rigid with ourselves, then we might overconsume when we have that. We might have too much of a serving size. So if you have a craving, have the food that fits that craving, and you're going to be golden from there. You won't want tons of it. You won't want 5 burgers if you have a burger more frequently. So let's dive into the best option now. First thing I want you to do is check the menu. Okay, so check the menu. Wherever you are going, they're probably going to have a menu. So go on your phone, search up the menu, and when you look at that menu, find exactly what you want to eat. So look up the menu first thing in the morning. I want you to be excited when you wake up. I want you to be sipping on some coffee, take a look at the menu, kick your feet up for a little bit, and just say, what do I want to have? What am I craving? Okay, so go to that menu and find it. And once you find it, okay, that's when I want you to decide on what you'll have when you go out, and then track it right there when you're sitting down. So you're sitting down, track it to the best of your ability. Again, you're not going to know everything perfect, and that's okay. We don't need to be perfect when we track all the time. We're not doing our cheat meals all the time, okay? And you'll get really good when you track for a certain period of time. You're going to really train your eye, and you're going to learn serving sizes really well. So make sure that you break down that meal as to what is all in it, and then track it first thing in the morning. And you can even go general. Like, let's say you're going out to a fancy restaurant, okay, and you're going to get a burger. Chances are it's going to be 80-20 beef, and you can just go on the app and track that burger. Just find a normal bun and whatever side that you're going to have with it too. Just track it to the best of your ability. And oftentimes a power hack that I personally like to do is, if I'm going somewhere that's not like a mainstream place, I'll just go to whatever fast food joint, say Wendy's or McDonald's, just use those for an example. And you can choose like what fast food restaurant is closest to where you're planning on going out to eat if they don't have a menu on the nutrition app. All I want you to do is just simply go to that and then just track whatever burger is going to be the closest option to what you're going to have at the restaurant that you're going to. So from there, continue to track throughout the day and hit your calories and macronutrient goal. Okay, so you've already tracked that meal. Okay, so it's already in the app. Now all you gotta do is just track your food options throughout the day, and you're still gonna, at the end of the day, hit your goal, your calorie goal, your protein, carbs, and fat. And that's what matters most. And when you're able to do that, you're able to hit your goal, and you're able to have that social time with friends and with family, and life is good. That's where the balance is between getting the results and also having that time with friends and family too. And one tip I want to say is, if you are lower in your calories, then when you track throughout the day, chances are you're probably only going to have like a lot of protein and not much carbs and fats to have in the other portions of your day. So find options that are super voluminous, such as like a salad with chicken in it, okay? And make sure that dressing is low in calories. And when you do that, you're going to volumize your meal. So at the meal during the day when you're not out to eat, it still is a good size so that it's going to fill your stomach and make you feel full. So that is our best option. That is our good, better, and best option. I want to just bust through a couple bonus tips here before we send you away with the homework. So next up is the pre-cheat meal game plan. We want to make sure that we are prioritizing protein, okay? So prioritize protein when you go out. And what I mean by that is, look, I want you to have and eat what you're craving, but always try and search for that plate that's going to best suit your goals, okay? So if you're pretty far into the cut, chances are you might not be able to have a lot of fats. So, maybe find something like fish and chicken, and you're still able to go out to eat and have an amazing meal. But at the same time, you're going to stay on track too, because remember, a fat loss phase is a phase. You're not going to be doing it forever. So add a protein shake beforehand. Again, that just goes along with, chances are when you're going out to eat, that meal is going to have a lot of carbs, it's going to have a lot of fats, and depending on what you have, it might have a decent amount of protein, but oftentimes it's not going to have much protein. So if you have a protein shake before you go out to eat, or you have a leaner source of protein like some chicken breast or something before you go out to eat, you're going to go there not feeling hangry, like you want to eat the entire menu, but at the same time too, you're going to be getting enough protein for that meal also. Ask for a to-go box. So this is something I personally like to do. When you get your meal and they're serving it up, just ask for a to-go box right away, okay? And what I want you to do is, when they put that plate in front of you, and take that knife and just cut whatever serving size you're going to have now and whatever serving size you're going to have later. And if there's a side, also throw that side off to the side in the box also. And that's just a nice little game plan to where you can spread those macros throughout. And that's typically a really good route to go if it's kind of like a last minute, like your friend dials you up, hey, Billy, do you want to go out to eat? Yeah. And then in the back of your brain, you're like, ooh, I don't know. I only have so much calories and macros left. Well, go out to eat, have that social time, and then once you hang up, just see what you can have and what that serving size might look like, and just ask for a to-go box and throw the other portion. And then bonus, you get to have the other serving of that the very next day too. So there we go. Stay mindful of the macros. That's the biggest thing. Wherever you're going out to eat, a lot of times if you're having a steak or something or chicken, it should say like the ounce amount. Okay, so track that ounce amount, and then just be mindful of the macros that are in the other food. So chances are, if they're giving you some loaded potatoes, those loaded potatoes are going to be loaded with butter and cheese and a lot of other things. So if you're getting that loaded potato, have that balance where I might not be able to have dessert if I'm having that loaded potato. But if I have maybe some greens on the side instead, then maybe I can have that dessert that I'm also craving in place of those loaded potatoes. And the mindset that I want you to have around this is, we're not in this fat loss phase forever. We're going out to eat now to enjoy this time, but at the same time, you're hitting your results at the end of the day too, because you're finding that right balance. So sometimes you got to have that trade-off, and then add some vegetables, add some fruit, add some greens to that meal. It's just gonna volumize that meal in general and just make you feel fuller. And next up, have what you crave, okay? So when you go out, this is the biggest thing. Chances are you've probably been having that one meal option that just keeps on popping up in the back of your head. I want you to have what you're craving and then find what route best suits you up here. And then next up, challenge that intuitive eye. I want you to think about this as a challenge, okay? When you go out to eat, like, take a look at that burger and challenge yourself. Say, okay, what bun might best suit this? And then try and track that beforehand. And that's the main thing, is beforehand or after. And then same with like the meat that's on there. Try and track it to the best of your ability. Challenge that intuitive eye. And then the mindset. The mindset that I want you to have is a balanced mindset, okay? I want you to be present in the moment. Make sure you're not worrying about this when you are out, okay? Track the meal beforehand. Have the game plan beforehand so that you are present in the moment with your friends and with your family, okay? And then track your meal at the end of the day or at the beginning of the day. Track that meal. Even if it does put you over your calories a little bit, that's okay. I still want you to track it. All right, well, that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. Hopefully you guys pulled something out of this cheat meal game plan for you to implement in your own fat loss phase. And if you are in a fat loss phase and you are looking for some more support to guide yourself to dropping 10, 20 or 30 plus pounds without giving up the foods that you love along your fat loss journey and building a sustainable lifestyle that you can keep after achieving those results in the end, then down in the video description, I'm gonna have a link to a 15-minute call that you can book directly with me. And on that 15-minute call, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over what your goals are, what your current challenges are, and from there, again, it's not going to be a sales call. From there, I just wanna see if I can help you. And if I do feel like I can help you, then I'd like to go over exactly how you and I could work together to help you reach your fat loss goal and keep that weight off for good. That is the biggest thing, and we want to develop the overall lifestyle habits so that this fat loss journey becomes a sustainable lifestyle in the end. But with all that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Again, I drop new videos every single Monday and Thursday, and you're not gonna wanna miss out, so make sure you hit that subscribe button right here. And if you did not see the last video, check it out. It's gonna be right up here. Again, I drop new videos every Monday and Thursday, so I would highly suggest that you subscribe. See you guys soon.